All right, everybody, Memorial Day greetings to you, coming to you from live the Raiderland World Headquarters. Glad you're carving out a little bit of time to spend with us this evening. We hope Memorial Day has been solemn in nature for you, but enjoyable with friends and family, all while remembering why we honor those who make all of this possible, who gave the very last full measure of their lives to keep the United States of America a great and free country. We thank them for allowing us to do this today and hang out with y'all. So we got a lot of stuff to get to today. Texas Tech softball making history, Tech baseball making changes. No Big 12 teams will host in the NCAA tournament at a regional level for the first time ever. And it's Good, Bad, and Ugly Monday. Recap the weekend with us. All of it coming to you tonight on the United Supermarkets chat line. You can get in tonight. Your questions and comments. Thanks to United Supermarkets. I was there today. Did we need 2 pounds of strawberries? Yes, we did. We did. We needed that. Condensed milk? Yes, we did. We needed that. Some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce? Yeah, we needed some of that too. And Market Street took care of us today on Memorial Day. So we appreciate that. Let's do it in 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. Start your day on the website every day, morning column, Raiderland hot links, all of that cool stuff waiting for you. Brought to you tonight, our friends at Ultra Exteriors. Summer is on. You want to do a lot of home renovations, make things look cool, look new again, look even better than new. You need to call our friend Warren Taylor at Ultra Exteriors here in Lubbock, Texas. Serves all around West Texas. Maybe you just, windows, they're great on windows. They love doing windows. Windows. When you think of windows, think of Warren Taylor. Warren, W for Windows. Actually, that's not it. Also by Golf USA, 67th in Indiana. Golf season fully on now that summer is here. Improve your game or at least look good and get a new shirt and a hat. And then, of course, McAlpin Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Raiderland. They've worked with high-level Texas Tech track and field athletes for decades. Kevin McAlpin, a great Red Raider in West Texas. He wants you to feel your best. His slogan is not, if your back's out of whack, call a quack. Not Kevin Mack. No, I'm just kidding. We can't do that. Don't call a quack. Call Kevin Mack. You get the idea. We can't do that. It's not legal for some reason. All right, so let's get it rolling tonight. Thanks to McAlpin Chiropractic, Golf USA, Ultra Exteriors. James, first up tonight, giving us thumbs up. Glad you're out there. Hope your weekend has gone well. We're into the week, obviously, now. Good afternoon to Lynn and Craig. The talking box is on. So where do you want to go tonight? It's up to you. I'm thankful that you're spending a little bit of the end of your Memorial Day weekend with us. But as we said, there's a lot going on. Product placement right there. So by all means, let's do it. From a Tech softball standpoint, we now know after last night, they'll be taking on Ole Miss Thursday night at 6 o'clock there in Oklahoma City. Ole Miss had to get through the Arkansas Regional. The SEC teams hosting regionals had a tough time. Oh, my. Oh, goodness. How could that be? Ole Miss, though, a nice little combination of power and pitching that'll be taking on Nigeria Kennedy and the much talked about blistered finger, which one of the best things that Texas Tech did other than winning the Super Regional at Florida State was win it fast. You were done Friday afternoon. You've had more rest than anybody going to Oklahoma City. Are they playing on house money, in your opinion, right now? One of the questions we posed tonight for Texas Tech softball, Texas Tech fans, are they playing on house money? They had to go on the road and win a regional. They're in their first ever College World Series appearance. Obviously, they have one of the greatest college pitchers in the country right now in America, Nigeria Kennedy, and they put some offense around it and some pretty good defenses. But at this point now, everything you're doing is making history. If you're a fan of Texas Tech, let's just, I'm not saying they are going to go 0-2. I'd be shocked. But is everything now just gravy for you as a fan, or do you get greedy and go, hey, you got one of the best pitchers in the country. Why not go win a couple of games? You tell us on that. Texas Tech baseball making changes over the weekend. We told you last week that we figured the immediate changes would start taking place. It would be days, not weeks. And the announcement over the weekend that Matt Gardner is out as Tech pitching coach, no surprise. The pitching the last 2 seasons, the last 3 seasons had been on a slide downhill, and it just wasn't happening. The question now is that's not all the problems they had. The hitting wasn't great. The situational hitting wasn't great. There are a lot of other things. So what happens next? And then, it'll be interesting to see who the next pitching coach is. This is the first major staff change that Tim Tadlock has made during his tenure since coming in 2013. First major one. In fact, and I haven't put the numbers to it, and I was going to ask Don Williams from the Avalanche Journal. We used to do a show together. Matt Gardner may be one of the longest tenured assistant coaches in the last 30 years in men's sports, for sure. Now, I caveat that by saying Lyndon Weiss and Marcia Sharp from the 80s into the mid 2000s, that may be one of the longest head coach, assistant coach pairings that we've ever seen here at Texas Tech. But for Matt Gardner, as we said on Saturday, you can hold two things to be true: that a change needed to be made and that Matt Gardner is still a really good coach, and that he should be celebrated for what he did. You have a lot more pitchers in Major League Baseball than you do hitters. The other thing today that we'll discuss, the Big 12 gets 8 teams in the NCAA baseball tournament. That's great. If you told me that in March, I would not have believed you at all. But if you told me that there would be 8 teams in the NCAA tournament for the Big 12, and none of them were worth hosting a regional, would have blown my mind. The SEC Invitational is strong in baseball as it is in softball. So let's get your thoughts tonight. All of those things. And I'm going to stand up for TCU, and you hardly ever see me do that. But they should absolutely be hosting a regional, in my opinion. So Texas Tech softball, your thoughts going into the week, expectations, what would please you the most? I know a national championship. Tech baseball making changes, your thoughts there. NCAA tournament, it's Good, Bad, and Ugly Monday. Your recaps of the weekend. Alan, next up on the docket, Tech softball playing with house money if you just look at preseason expectations. But there's a period at the end of his sentence. And then he says expectations change with the season. So let's get to a national semifinal, he says. There are many smart softball people, smarter than me, who say that the bracket that Texas Tech has found themselves in lends itself potentially to a run. I guess we're going to find out. James, Glasgow didn't build a two and barbecue type team. They're there to win. Yeah. Well, I know they're not going there just to drag the pitching machines up to Oklahoma City. I know they're not doing that. And yes, hey, spelling, I'm the worst speller there is. If you guys are just jumping in, we hope you have had a great Memorial Day weekend. We're talking Texas Tech baseball and softball, changes in baseball, softball, the biggest change for them. They're going to the College World Series for the first time. There is a tie-in, by the way, College World Series first-time trip, Tech baseball and softball. And then the NCAA baseball selection show today, which they did a great job of getting the field out. I want to give them a good on the Good, Bad, and Ugly Monday. ESPN did a much better job on the softball on the baseball selection than the softball show. They shotgunned out the regions and everything. Then they did the analysis. But they will get an ugly for their coverage also tonight. If you're watching on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media, you can share this. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. It's free. And like our Facebook page for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. You can watch live and get in your comments on all of them. It's just where you want to, but subscribe to all. They're all free, and we're trying to grow this sucker and, do great things for all of our great sponsors like United Supermarkets. It's all gravy, but let's just go win a title. Why not? So I asked my softball guy, can Tech win this thing? My softball guy, yeah. That they space it out enough that a singular pitcher with another 2 pitchers that can get quality outs can do it. I like the way they're thinking right there. But you're going to have to score some runs because the teams in Omaha, pardon me, forgive me, softball people, it's going to be a hard habit to break for me to not say Omaha this week. And yes, we will have Diamond Talk after every Texas Tech softball game. But forgive me if I make that glitch. I apologize. Chris gets in on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. Seems like softball got a little bit more of a favorable bracket in OKC. Seems like it, everybody's there for a reason, and the reason is they played really good softball in a regional and a super regional. So I've seen that before. I've gone to, forgive me, Omaha and said, oh, good, Coastal Carolina. That'll be good. And things are rocking and rolling into the third. And then they put Josh Abbott on the big screen, on the Jumbotron, there at TD Ameritragedy Stadium. And everything fell apart after that. I still blame Josh Abbott. He wasn't wearing enough gear from sideline provisions that night. That's all there was to it. But Abbott goes, they interview him, they put him on the screen, they show it, and then they didn't have enough sideline provisions gear. I'm just kidding, sort of. My point is that the minute you start to think the bracket has broken favorably, you have to go, okay, how good, why are those teams there, right? Somebody's looking at you saying, oh, good, Texas Tech. Hillary's a great Red Raider. Tech softball, go for broke. We're there, so we can go. Hot streak, why not? And this is where I got to talk to my softball people. I don't know how this works completely in Omaha from the standpoint of how, how many pitches can one, top pitcher throw? I know there's not a legal limit or anything on that. I'm just going, do teams typically get through it with just one or two? And what I'm hearing is, yeah, you can. Hope that the top blister doc was flown in to Lubbock to travel to OKC, says Gary on Facebook. Pickle juice. That's all you do. Pickle juice, right? Pickle juice. Collier says, seemed like it they did. Seems like it they did. Seems like softball got a little bit more of a favorable bracket in OKC. Oh, okay. Okay. I assume you're responding to Carpenter back there. Yeah. I mean, my point still stands that, are you going to go face Oklahoma right off the bat or Tennessee right off the bat? Not necessarily, no. But I always hesitate when I go, oh, the bracket looks so good. Well, shit. How'd they get there? Is OKC a hitter-friendly ballpark? I will defer to David Collier, KMAC 28 sports director, joined the broadcast for right now. When I was referencing softball guy, he wasn't my softball guy, but his daughter does play college softball. He does know much more softball than I do. So with my limited knowledge, I would defer to David Collier to educate us tonight, this week, and on KMAC 28 Red Raider Nation. Hitter ballpark, neutral ballpark, pitcher's ballpark. There you go, David. You see? Hey, you show up, you pop off, and next thing you know, you've got to answer questions. Hate it when that happens. So softball making history early in the week. What do you think is going to happen? What are you good with? Now, the team obviously is going there to win, but as a fan, in your expectations, you can go, hey, whatever they get's great. This is awesome going for the first time. In my fandom, I kind of liken it back when the Texas Rangers went to the World Series for the first time. You're just like, all right, this is good. So this is the World Series. The first time Texas Tech baseball got to the College World Series, we're like, can anybody hit a ball to the warning track? Can anybody score a run? And I mentioned there's a commonality, and this is a weird commonality to me. Highly improbable that in Texas Tech baseball's long-awaited first trip to the College World Series, one of the teams they played in the two games in 2014, TCU, and then the elimination game against who? Ole Miss, hotty toddy. Gosh, man. And then, now they play Ole Miss. Yeah, kind of crazy. Who would have thought? James says Ricketts from OU a few years ago pitched a doubleheader in Oklahoma City over 200 pitches. Well, if you say it, I believe it. I truly do. Any other news of the day you want to get into? We can do that. By the way, Jake DeGrom today, no run support. I think he only went into the sixth. Did we have an issue? I have not seen the post-game reports on that, but the Rangers lose after finally winning one yesterday. And then it is Good, Bad, and Ugly Monday. We can recap different things. It really should all be good on Memorial Day. We should just be thankful we're here having conversations. Good Texas Tech golf, which I have no idea where they are right now. The coverage on Golf Channel started at 5, I think, our time, 5 our time maybe. And I have no idea where the golf team stands right now at Carlsbad, California, but we give them a good anyways. But I'll say I gave ESPN praise. Then ESPN absolutely choke job on asking the selection committee chair, what was this guy? Who was this guy? He's like an extra from The Sopranos. What was this guy? What's he doing? He needed a tracksuit on, some gold medallions. And I told my wife, I said, I can answer every question before they're asked. Really challenging, this year, and hard for the committee and so many. All right. So the one question that was never asked, and they even addressed it at the top of the show, no Big 12 team getting to host. Ask the question, make them justify it, because TCU should have been hosting. One, if you win a conference that has 8 teams in the NCAA tournament, which still blows my mind compared to where this league was trending RPI-wise in March. But if you win said conference, then go to the title game in the tournament that nobody gives a damn about and play to extra innings. But you're not good enough to host? You're telling me that the 7th and 8th team out of the SEC is better than the best team in the Big 12? I don't buy it. I hate that. It's become a self-perpetuating deal. Why is the SEC good? Because we've said the SEC is good. We said the SEC was good, and now at the end of the year, they're good because they were good. We got an SEC problem, and everybody knows it, right? TCU had an RPI of 17. They had a strength of schedule of 13. They had 3 losses outside the top 2 quadrants, and that was all. They won a major conference. If you're telling me, and we've been talking so much about the college football playoff and a guaranteed spot for this conference or that conference. I'm sorry, you're telling me that a major conference in college baseball winner can't host out of 16 slots? That's messed up, I mean, that's just messed up. They whiffed on that, in my opinion. Collier talking about the stadium that I can't remember the name of. Tech hit 1 home run, 3 games there a couple of weeks ago in the Big 12 tournament. Did okay without him. Get Michaela Davis on and let her run. Or Michael Davis, which would be fascinating in this day and age. Gary, like that Kennedy is pitched in the it's not, we don't say Women's College World Series, Gary. We say College World Series. We know they're women. It's softball. We don't have to say WCS. That's stupid, and I will not allow it. So don't say that. Should help calm some nerves of teammates. Women's College World. It's as dumb as the women's Final Four. I turn on the TV. I see women playing basketball. Oh, man. That must be the men's. You get the idea. Jeff on a Good, Bad, and Ugly Monday. Bad North Stars effort in Edmonton. Well, without Hinch the Stars have only played like 5 good minutes of hockey in the series so far, and they had 3 power plays in the 3rd period the other night to get that done. Other than that, the Oilers have dominated. Ugly Oilers player not getting 5 minutes. Major in a game misconduct on Friday night for the Slash. All I could think about with that was the beginning of the movie Slapshot in demonstrating to the announcer what slashing is. David Carter came at 28 sports director. Doesn't look like it's going to be as hot. And he knows, by the way, because I believe he's going to be there, as hot as normal, but humidity and rain. Devon Park, the stadium. I knew it. I knew it sounded like like an apartment complex. Yeah, I got to help my girlfriend move this week, and she's moving into Devon Park. Oh, that's nice. That's a gated community. Yeah, man, but it's going to be hot and humid. Tech Golf on 13 just shown on the Golf Network. On 13? Maybe, okay, so they're on 13. We need some scores. Good. The backup car wins the Coke 600 with watermelon thrower. Bad Denny Hamlin last pit stop where they can't get the car packed full of fuel. Otherwise, he would have had a chance for the win or at least the top three, and that would have been handy for me. The race in of itself was all right. It's the Coke 600. You just try to survive and be around at the end. It is what it is. It was still better than the closing 25, 30 laps of the Indianapolis 500. Hey, can we get the back markers to the bottom of the track, please? A race of that magnitude should never be decided by lapped traffic. And we saw it both in the Indy 500 to a huge extent, and then a little less last night, but it still played a factor. 13th place. Okay, thank you. I tried to pull it up on Golf Stats, and I couldn't find it. Went to the link. I didn't see it. Can you put? I mean, do they still got time? They got time? Can we make up any more ground? What are we doing here with Tech Golf? I went to Don Williams' Twitter feed. Oh, well. See, I want to go back up a little bit on the NCAA selection committee and this fascination we have right now with the SEC. And again, it becomes self-perpetuating, self-fulfilling prophecy. We say the SEC is really good before the year. We lay in the components on the RPI, then they play each other, and then they automatically benefit from that. They automatically benefit from that. And that's why I'm sitting there saying, are you really want to tell me that the 7th and 8th best team out of the SEC who benefit from playing the really good teams in the SEC, and there are 4 or 5 really good teams in the SEC, but 6, 7, and 8 max benefit from that over what you can do in the Big 12, which again got 8 teams in, which shocked me, truly shocked me. But to me, that's a bigger problem I have with the Big 12 not getting a host in baseball, that the champion doesn't get a host in baseball. 21 conference wins in a conference that gets 8 teams. Then what we've seen in football, and so-and-so didn't get a bye, and so-and-so such. Now, we have that problem going, okay, now you got to go into the NCAA and play as a league, and we know that leagues, and I say this after I just said what I said, leagues don't get bids, teams get bids. Oh, okay. But they play in leagues and they benefit from the RPI, so you can't separate the two. But now you've got to hope that the Big 12, at least I do, goes out and advances 3 or 4 teams to super regionals. You need to go win some of these regionals that you're not hosting. Good luck doing that. It's not easy, but I think that would be a huge statement. If you could get 3, 4, I mean, would be incredible. But if you could get 3 Big 12 teams to go win a regional and get to a super regional, I think that would validate to me what. And I know it sounds crazy saying that the league was disrespected when they got 8 bids, but again, you set this up for the SEC. And whoever the guy was, the committee chairman, Louis Two Bags right there from The Sopranos. Good Lord. It's not on Golf Stats. For some reason, you have to go to NCAA.com and golf page. Should have thought of that. Update 10th place on Tech Golf. That's a live update coming to you from the Golf Channel. I think I have the Golf Channel. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I used to. I think I do. Made the switch to YouTube TV a while back, and I'm still not completely aware what I have and what I don't have. I had to ask the wife last night. I'm assuming based on credit card bills and everything else that we have Amazon Prime. Okay, good. I could watch the NASCAR race. Good presentation. I'll give them a good, by the way, presentation on the race last night. I thought NASCAR on Prime was really well done for their first effort. It was great to have Dale Jr. back in the booth. Steve Letarte and him worked really well together. Carl Edwards, we had a Carl Edwards sighting. Daniel Trotta hosting in the infield. Trevor Bain, pit reporter. Who knew? And then there was just kind of there was a lot of energy. I'm not saying that to bag on Fox NASCAR coverage. I love the people at Fox, but their broadcasts have become really stale, in my opinion, compared to the 2000s when they were breaking ground with all sorts of innovative technology, application, and you had guys in the booth that sounded like NASCAR. That's one of the things that Fox and NBC have lost the sound of NASCAR completely. I need to hear guys with accents so bad, I'm not sure what they're saying, but I know they're excited, so it must be important. You give me that, that's good NASCAR coverage. James, Devon Park, which is, as we found out, where the Texas Tech softball team is playing in the College World Series, and not an apartment complex in southwest Lubbock. Devon Park goes from south to north in general direction. Wind can be a factor going to left field. Remember that. That's why you guys are the best audience in the world, you know? That we can come to you for information. You guys can provide it. Got a couple more minutes here to get your comments in. Softball, baseball. We'll talk more about baseball as it goes on. The change made at pitching coach over the weekend. Now the question becomes, who do you get? And how many great pitchers can they bring with them? And the good thing about it now is you can pay all three. Give me a pitching coach with a really good starter and a really good reliever, and we'll make you all three a deal. Come on in. But yeah, this is, again, going to be fascinating to watch for me because it is the first major change that Tim Tadlock has had to make within his program since he's been at Texas Tech. And I don't think I'll be surprised if Gardner is out on the street very long. I reckon he'll find himself a pretty good gig to go to next. And if you saw some of the former Tech players on social media this weekend, Twitter particularly, Major League Baseball players crediting Matt Gardner for all those people who were taking joy and saying the guy can't coach and good riddance and all that stuff. Maybe you ought to talk to a Major League Baseball pitcher before you pop off about how good a guy is or not, you know? Gary, you think Tech's pitching coach target is probably in a region? At a regional, you mean? Could be, might not be. No idea. No idea. Could be anywhere. 100%. And again, this kind of becomes a little bit of, all right, so for Tadlock, who do you know? Who are you comfortable with? Who you believe you could work with? It's got to be somebody simpatico with Tim Tadlock, or it's going to be a bad hire. So I couldn't tell you right now today. I mean, we can just go down the list of teams with really good pitching coaches and say it's going to be one of those guys. I wonder if Kirby asked for the change. Here's what I think. Over the last month or so, it became apparent to everybody involved, Matt Gardner, Tim Tadlock, Kirby Hocutt, you name it, the cashier at United Supermarkets where I cash out who asked me questions about baseball, that a change was going to happen. I don't know. I won't be surprised if if we come to find out that they even patted Gardner on the back on the way out with a little extra loose change. And I think Matt Gardner tried to probably make it as easy as possible for Tim Tadlock in this situation. Everybody knew the score. Everybody knew what was going to happen. Jeff, so is the pitching coach going to be the scapegoat or is more coming? I think there'll be more changes, either reorganization within the staff. You could see additions to the staff. And, we talk about the general manager aspect in football and basketball and things like that. You might see something along those lines. There could be a restructuring. So could there be more comings and goings? Wouldn't be shocked. Would not shock me at all. So when we say, is the pitching coach the scapegoat, that'll be the most high-profile change you see from guys you know. Now, internally, I think there'll be changes, restructuring different things. Will I be the general manager? I'm not really good at math. Right? See, that's the problem. I'd be like, well, okay, we'll give that guy $1 million. We'll give that guy $1 million too. We'll pay him $1 million. Well, there's no cap. What are we doing here? Oh, we do have a cap? Oh, yeah. See, that would be problematic for me. I wouldn't be very good at that. But I would not be surprised to see if there is some sort of not quasi, that's a great word that really doesn't mean anything. It's either it is or it isn't. Some sort of personnel director / GM / director of player acquire, the Blanchard of baseball, in essence. James, the green-white flag here is better than NASCAR. The IndyCar finishes under yellow last night, and they don't even tell you. They don't even tell you on Fox who the poor son of a bitch was who was in the wall. Is he okay? No, we got a guy from Spain winning for the first time that we didn't see cross the bricks because we were showing the guy who we didn't tell you about. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Oh, did anybody else see where Kansas State men's basketball got P.J. Haggerty? Memphis takes his name out of the NBA draft. The funny thing on that is he probably would have gone to NC State, but they spent all their money on Darian Williams. So the Darian Williams impact sends Haggerty into the Big 12. Crazy stuff. We ask you guys to do a few things for us tonight. Share this with your friends. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel for Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, please do so. We would appreciate that. If you have not followed us on our Facebook page and subscribed, it's free, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. And I assume most of you guys are probably with us on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. So thanks for being a part of the show tonight. We'll be with you in the morning. Tuesday's best. We give you the topic. You give us the two best examples of said topic. And then we'll have your Raiderland hot links as well. The coolest stuff from around the internet, easy for me to say. We figure if we like it, you're going to like it too. Thanks to United Supermarkets on the chat line, the greatest supermarket in the known universe. Golf USA here in Lubbock, ready to improve your game. McAlpin Chiropractic, of course. And Ultra Exteriors, if you're looking to do some home improvements, call my friend Warren at Ultra Exteriors. We had a lot of fun tonight. We'll see you tomorrow morning there on the website. And, of course, tomorrow night, the daily broadcast live, 6:30 Central. Thanks for being a part of it. We'll see you tomorrow at theraiderland.com.